But I read Breaking Dawn in fucking middle school, so if I could read 800 pages or 900 pages in middle school, I think I could read this now. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Evelyn. Sorry for not being as active on here as I had expected. I wanted to upload something last week, but I started class again and it's already a whirlwind of assignments because it's only 6 weeks and I have to worry about getting a portfolio together. So it's been a little crazy, but I have been reading, so that's always good news. And I wanted to bring you some 2020 reading plans with you, talk about that, and discuss what my expectations are for my reading this year. And content-wise, I am going to continue to post or try to post at least once a week. Once I'm out of school, if I can post twice, then I will start doing that. But you'll definitely start seeing one video a week from me, minimum. And I have some other stuff to talk about. The first thing that I wanted to discuss was that basically I'm not going to be doing TBRs for this year anymore, like by month, just because I found, especially in December, that it was a bit restrictive for me. Like, I do like setting like a goal of like, I want to read these books this month because I have to check them off my list. But the past like month or so, I've been really mood reading and going with what I want to read. So I really wanted sci-fi. So like the first 2 books I read this year were Illuminae, which is up here. You can't see it. And then I also borrowed The Loneliest Girl in the Universe from my library, like digitally, and I read it in a day because I just really wanted some teen sci-fi. I'm still branching into adult sci-fi. There's some other series I have to finish for that, but I just have decided I'm going to kind of go with mood reading. I will be talking about some books that I do want to get to this year, because really for me 2020 is about reading my backlist, and I'm going to really try to not purchase a lot of books this year. I know Emily is doing a no-buy year, which is like good for her, because I really want to aspire to that. I might try to limit it to maybe buying like only 2 new books per month, because I'm trying to cut down on what I already own, and I really need to utilize my library. I just actually got back from there. I just borrowed 3 books. So I really want to try to do that and like try to do ebooks if I can. And I'm able to get a library card at my boyfriend's county library because he lives like a different region than me, because it's like a neighboring one. So they have a lot more selection of books than my library does. So I'm going to do that and try to utilize that as well. So I'm just going to try to save money this year, even though I will finally be done school. I won't have to pay for that, but I'll have to pay to commute to my job if I get one. We'll see. So basically it's just about reading the backlist. So I guess like some books that I want to get to this year definitely are, because I've had them for a while. Obviously any of the ones that I read or didn't read actually in December, which is like Wands by Cindy Pon. I'm not going to take them down from this stack, but they're basically all here. Renegades by Marissa Meyer, Winter Kill, which I've had for a while, Warcross. They all start with W's. And just kind of getting through that. But I've also started a new series, so I have to balance that part with it. But I also want to get to ones like Empress of a Thousand Skies by Rhoda Belleza. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Because I know this one was super hyped like 2 or 3 years ago in the book community. And it's sci-fi, but I haven't got to it yet because I don't know why. Who am I? I also finally want to get to King of Scars because I literally bought this when it came out, which was January of last year. Yes. This is how long I've had it. I don't even know. Wow, yeah, 2019. I hadn't even read Six of Crows or Crooked Kingdom, but I love Nikolai, so I was like, I'm going to buy this. And then I talked to Emily. She's like, no, you have to read the Six of Crows duology first because you will be 100% spoiled for what happens if you read King of Scars. So I was like, okay. Obviously glad I did because they're 2 of my favorite books. So now I can finally read this after having it for literally 12 months and not touching it because I pre-bought it. But it's so beautiful. I love it. I also want to get to The Shadow of What Was Lost, which is an adult fantasy because I've had that for a really long time. I also got some books for Christmas, which I talked about, I think, on my Instagram. Like, I got The Priory of the Orange Tree. It's upside down. Here, it is so fat. Like, I've seen it in store because, like, obviously working at a bookstore, but, like, I forget how thick it is. Let me see. I can't remember how many pages. I always have to check. Wow, there's so many extra pages at the back. It's 800 and something. There's like an appendix. 804. But I saw someone on Twitter, actually, it might have been Samantha Shannon herself, was like, Breaking Dawn is like 900 pages. And I think like the Deathly Hallows is also around that length or something. I haven't read the Deathly Hallows, but I read Breaking Dawn in fucking middle school. So if I could read 800 pages or 900 pages in middle school, I think I could read this now.
Editing Evelyn here. So the joke's on me because I must have either imagined that tweet or someone else tweeted it that I did not favorite nor recall the name of, because Samantha Shannon's tweet is, your regular reminder that Priory is either a similar length to or shorter than Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas, Winter by Marissa Meyer, Queen of Air and Darkness by Cassandra Clare. You've done this before and you can do it again. I believe in you, which is very heartfelt. Thank you, Samantha. But the joke's on me because I've read none of those. And the only one I plan to read is Winter, which I do own, but have not gotten to. And also, my fact-checking abilities have revealed that Breaking Dawn is only 756 pages, not 900, so I don't know what the heck where I was pulling those numbers out of my ass, but same sentiment, and I went on a lovely rant, so I'm just gonna still include it.
I just forget how big it is, and it is very daunting because it's heavy. But I got it for Christmas from my Secret Santa, which was very generous, like within my boyfriend's family. So I got that. I got The Sword of Summer, which is the second book of the Magnus Chase series, but my mom's buying me the first because I haven't read it. So I'm getting that for my birthday. So I'm going to read those. I'm currently reading The Last Wish, which is the like story of prequels. Wow, the prequel of stories for The Witcher. Basically, like the series. And because I want to read it first before I watch it. I know it won't be as good when I watch it then, but it's actually pretty interesting. I'm enjoying it. The Sword of Destiny is the next in like chronological order, so I'm just going to go by that, and then it's like Blood of Elves and blah blah blah. I also really want to reread The Hunger Games because I pre-ordered the Songbird... Wow. A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I could not remember what the title was, and that comes out in May. So I do want to reread the trilogy because I do have it as well sitting down here. So there's just a lot that I either want to reread this year or just stuff that I already own. So I'm really going to try to limit my buying. I do have new releases that I am going to be talking about in another video that I will be reading this year, either if I buy them or if they go to the library quickly and then I can get them that way. But they are some that I am super hyped for. And then I also just want to talk about my new reading challenge that I've created. I'm calling it Reading the Year in Numbers. And I did write a blog post about it. If you follow me on there, or if you follow me on Twitter, I did talk about it. And I mentioned it on my Instagram, but I just wanted to briefly mention it here in case you're interested. It's basically this challenge that I've created. I had it with the idea of like, oh, this will help me get through books on my backlist that I haven't read. So basically I have the idea of for every month of the year, obviously we have like a number assigned to it. It's like January's 1, February's 2, like the second month of the year. So it's like, I'll read a book that has that number in the title for that corresponding month. So like for January, I'm reading a book that has 1 in the title and so on and so forth. And I like went through my TBR, like even just the one on Goodreads, like not even the stuff that I own, like just stuff that I have listed as either want to read or on my own TBR shelf. And it was a little harder than I thought. There's surprisingly not that many books out there that have like numbers in the title. A lot of it's like, it's the 4th in the series. But like to me, I wasn't counting that personally, but obviously if you wanted to do that, you could. So I had to like find books to fit on it, but either way it works. So that's what I'm doing. So this month I'm obviously reading one with 1 in the month, and I am using the hashtag reading in numbers for it. I'll put it in the description below. If you want to join, please do. Obviously, it's no pressure. I have a full list of what I'm reading for it on my blog, so I will link to that as well. Actually, I'll just put the list in the description if you are interested, like of what I've chosen to read, and you can follow that if you want, or you can create your own if you can find other books for it. So for January, I am reading this one, Summer, which is by Jillian Tamaki and Mariko Tamaki. They're sisters, and they're actually Canadian, which is really, really cool. I actually got to see Jillian... No. Wow, that was a bad one. I got to see Mariko speak last year at my university because I took a class that was basically like Canadian writers would come in every week and talk about their experience with writing and getting published and all that stuff, which was super interesting and really helpful as someone who wants to become like a published author myself. So Mariko Tamaki was one of them, and she like talked about her process. She's written for like Marvel and DC, and she's done super well. And this is like one of the ones she's done with her sister. So I chose to read this for the month of January. It's a graphic novel, so it won't take me that long. I haven't started it yet because I still am only about halfway through the month, so I have some time. And it is young readers, so I believe it's a middle grade. And it actually won the Canada Council for the Arts Governor General's Literary Awards. So there you go. Good for them. It looks really sweet and heartfelt. So that's the first book that I'm reading. And I will say that for all of these books, this is the only one that I've had to buy. So it has helped in me not buying stuff. So like I made a whole list and I noted which ones I could get at either my library or my boyfriend's county library. I don't know why I say county. It's like region here. We're not in the US. Or like his regional library, or if I already owned it. So I plan to do that. So that is really kind of like my big announcement. As I said, I will still do wrap-ups for what I read that month. And if I'm doing a specific, like there's some reading vlogs that I want to do this year. Like I want to participate in some Buzzwordathons, and there's some other ones. There's like a Polar-thon that's in February that I want to do. So obviously I'll create TBRs for those. I'm just not going to create one for each month, I don't think. I might do it by, these are the books that I really want to read in the next few weeks and go from there. I know doing it by month really breaks it up, but I've just found that being so into mood reading, it just hasn't been helping me. So I'm just going to kind of go with what has worked the past few while. I may change my mind in like 2 months, be like, no, I want to have a strict TBR each month and go back to that. But who knows, with me, it's really hard to tell. So that's really it for my 2020 reading plans. Let me know what are some books that you definitely have to get to this year and what your plans are as to like TBR wise maybe for this month, what you've been reading lately. I have set my reading goal to be 50 books this year because I feel like once I'll be done school, I could definitely reach it. I've already read 5 so far, which I'm very proud of myself for because I didn't think I would be able to get off to that good of a kickstart, but we'll see how that continues to go. And there's a lot of new games coming out this year that I want to play, and games that I've purchased and haven't got to play as well. So that's also something that I want to do on the side. Also keep an eye out for a new series for me. Should be coming soon, hopefully, whenever I have time. And I will be definitely launching that this year, though. Hint, it involves books and games. Not to spoil, like video games. And yeah, so let me know in the comments what your plans are for your 2020 reading goals, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!